Hey everyone, welcome back to the Noctilucant channel and welcome back for another collection update. In recent months I have bought quite a bit of new stuff and I've been sort of tiptoeing around just, reviewing all of it because I always think to myself like I should probably review it in greater depth. But I kind of just want to, sit down and listen to all these records and just, do kind of more simplistic reviews. And I know I've probably said something like this before, but I mean, basically what you're going to see in this channel for probably the next couple weeks is just collection updates. I will review these to the best of my ability, but it's not going to be super in depth and all these super details. And if I feel inclined to review it in deeper detail, I'll do it later on. But for now, I just want to kind of show what I've picked up recently, and see if you guys like it. I'd just be curious to see if you guys have heard, see what your comments are on it, and just keep things a little simple for a while. The other reason for kind of doing things a little simpler for a while is I just started a new job last week, and as it goes with new jobs, there's a lot to learn, and there's lots of stress and anxiety that comes with that. And in this particular case, I have a pretty high stress job where there's going to be lots of responsibility. But as they say, more money. No wait. As they say, more money, more problems. No, not really. Actually, my problems are going to be minimal because I'm just going to have more money for buying CDs and doing more collection updates. So it's going to be awesome. Like I said, new job, so I have to prioritize and focus on my job and not constantly be thinking about YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff, which I have largely done in the past, almost to a point where it's not even fun anymore. So now I'm just gonna keep things simple for a little bit, and once I get settled in, I'll be able to make more intersynctum episodes and all that good stuff. Whatever else comes to mind. More documentaries maybe. Got a lot of stuff in mind. I've always got stuff in mind. It's just a matter of time, motivation, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get into this collection update, shall we? Alright, up first is the album that was released in October of last year, and I've talked about this artist plenty on this vlog, and some people have appreciated that, some people got pissed off for some reason. I don't know. I like this artist, and the person who does the project is a good friend of mine, so I have zero fucks to give what people think, but hopefully you heed my advice and you check out this artist. So once again, we are going to talk about the project known as Infinexhuma. So this is Infinexhuma's fourth full-length album, and it's called Arcade. And as I said, it was released in October of last year. And if you know Infinexhuma, the project has largely centered itself around like a cinematic, dark ambient kind of style, and some of the earlier stuff had, something a little more ethereal, and I don't want to say new age, but something about it kind of had a little bit of that new agey quality to it, which is, obviously I've kind of bitched about in some of my more recent videos, but whatever. It was a good balance between the dark ambient and the, those more ethereal qualities, and it worked out quite well. Crossing was a really good album, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was the first one I reviewed from Infinexhuma here on this channel, and I've continued to listen to the album over these past 3 years, and I continue to enjoy it. So, everything Lucas has released with Infinexhuma has been really great, and this is his fourth full-length album, and this one kind of again goes back to the first album a little bit. It's again, it's dark ambient for sure. The dark ambient qualities are there all over the place. This is dark ambient, pure and simple. So this is, very chill stuff. Very relaxing. I put this album on a lot when I just, need to zone out and nap, or even just when I needed to sleep. And, it's still always kind of funny to think that, there's a specific style of music out there that, people can put on when they need to sleep. But being someone that always kind of has issues with insomnia because I just can't turn my goddamn brain off, and I seem to be in a constant state of anxiety attack, it's just, it's great that there's music I can put on that'll help me, that'll just calm me and balance me, and then I can get sleep. And this has been one of those albums these past several months, and, of course I have to thank Lucas for making such a well-crafted and detailed album with just that really just sublime and just really kind of floaty, ethereal, but still dark characteristics. Just nice drones, just immensely atmospheric is probably the best way I could put this record. Just really atmospheric, and that's been the case with everything Lucas has he's released. And it's a bit of a shame still that this artist isn't getting as much attention as I think he deserves. I think he deserves, you know, to be as big as, you know, any other independent artist out there, you know, and quite honestly, I think this stuff is better than a lot of stuff you see released on big labels like Cyclic Law or Cryo Chamber. It's just very detailed and very meticulously crafted stuff, and you know, if you like, you know, dark ambient with a, you know, subtle etherealness to it, and great field recordings, super chill stuff, I mean, there's nothing overly dramatic or crazy on this album, then you're gonna really enjoy Arcade. So definitely check it out. I mean, you can pick up the CD for just $8 on his Bandcamp, and he's selling a cassette tape version as well for just $1. And I'm not normally someone to, you know, hoard music per se. I mean, I usually buy music with the intention of listening to it, but I might just buy the cassette just because, whatever. And yeah, so definitely check it out. That is Infinexhuma's Arcade. That is Infinexhuma's Arcade. Just a quick look at the front cover. Lots of clouds. More clouds with track. All little bit of text in. And it is a real CD, not a CDR, I don't think. The trading card too. So yeah, that is Infinexhuma and their newish album, Arcade. I should point out that this album came out just a few months before Frontier, so Lucas has obviously been very busy, and he also just today published a 1-hour mix on his on his Bandcamp page, which I'm going to purchase and check out as soon as I'm done with this video. So you know, again, I give Infinexhuma my highest rating, highest endorsement. Check it out. It's great stuff. It's awesome dark ambient, plain simple. Alright, so moving on, and we now have a dungeon synth release to talk about, and this is, I'm going to totally mispronounce the name, but I'll try, Thangorodrim, and this is their album, Toir Nu Fuin. So I've known about this release for a while now, and as far as the DS scene is concerned, this is what they have come to call a modern classic. You know, I don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner. It's been re-released numerous times on cassette, vinyl, and CD. I mean, I have no idea which pressing this particular one is, but this was released by Out of Season, and honestly, I can't recall if they are the original label to release it. I don't know. I'll probably post those details somewhere in here, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you're a DS fan, it's probably a pretty good chance you're to have this record, because as I said, it's been labeled a modern classic. Well, before buying this, I didn't really know what to expect. Well, I should say I kind of knew what to expect, because anything that's labeled old school dungeon synth is, you know, probably a pretty safe bet to say it's going to sound like something from the 90s, and if it sounds like something from the 90s, it's probably a pretty good chance it's going to sound like some mishmash or something exactly like Burzum, Thangorodrim, or Mortis. In this particular case, this is Mortis worship of the highest order. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if someone had basically come up to me and said, "Hey dude, did you ever hear this lost album from Mortis called Toir Nu Fuin?" And I'd say, "No, I haven't heard it." And they'd put it on and I'd be like, "Wow, how did I miss this?" Because this sounds goddamn exactly like classic Mortis. The attention to detail that the artist went to make it sound like old Mortis is just like, wow. Like the production, just the way the synthesizer sound, and just like the flow of the songs, the long length and all that kind of stuff, it's spot on. Like I've heard some other artists and, you know, more modern day DS artists, and you know, they come close, but a lot of the newer like ones that totally just try to copy Mortis, like it sounds like Mortis, but it sounds like a not as good Mortis. But this one, holy crap, man, this guy nailed it. Like this guy did his homework, and then he did it again, and this guy's gotta be the biggest Mortis fan in the world, because oh my goodness, like this is pure Mortis worship of the highest fucking order right here. Now, of course, the DS scene has like a lot of, you know, copycats that want to be Mortis or any of the artists from the 90s, and obviously the themes don't change too much either. I mean, obviously, the Lord of the Rings thing has been done to death, and I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys, like, I like Lord of the Rings. I read the books when I was in high school. I enjoyed the movies when they came out in the early 2000s, but at this point, like, I've kind of moved on. So it's bizarre to me that all these artists are still so hung up on those themes. And I mean, obviously there's infinite inspiration there. I mean, it's just like the way, you know, H.P. Lovecraft has become so big in the dark ambient scene. But, you know, there's so many other avenues of creativity and inspiration to explore. So it's just like, okay, do we have to have another H.P. Lovecraft tribute album, or do we have to have another, you know, just totally like Lord of the Rings centered, you know, album? Yeah, fuck it, it's fine. So this album's 4 songs long, it's a little over 40 minutes, and I gotta tell you, man, like, every little bit of this was totally engaging, just totally took me back to, like, that really special medieval realm that Mortis took me back to when I first heard Mortis over 20 years ago, and that's an amazing feeling. I mean, this is pure nostalgia for me, and as soon as I got done listening to this record, I just got all my Mortis records on listening to them again because I just wanted to keep those vibes going. Thangorodrim definitely delivers the goods here. I mean, again, if you like that classic Mortis sound, this to me is by far the best you can, you know, and I believe he's released, well, I should say some labels have also released like a collection of, I think it was like earlier demos that predate this first album, and I believe he's also released at least 1 or 2 more albums since this album came out. For sure I'm gonna buy on them. This is fantastic, and I got this CD from Dark Age Productions, and I believe it was only $10, so I mean, that's awesome. So on the front cover we got this really grimmed out looking dude, totally black metal look, and interesting thing to, you know, kind of point out is that back in the 90s, black metal and dungeon synth were, in a sort of way, almost one and the same. A lot of the look and the themes were all, you know, very much present. The lo-fi production, you know, these bigger, larger in life characters they always sort of represented in the booklets and, you know, for live performances. And this clearly is obviously drawing back that inspiration from the 90s too. So on the back cover we have nothing too special here, just the track listing. That's a cool picture. Dude's just got that sword in his hand. We have just a little bit of, just a little bit of recording information. Booklets we have dedicated to the old ways. So again, you know, if you like old Morris, I mean, definitely check this out. I mean, this picks up right where these albums left off, man. I mean, again, I said, if someone had slipped this in my CD player and said, hey, this is this lost Mortis album, I would not have known. I mean, everything's there. Everything that you'd expect to be there. I mean, it's the ultimate worship, which, you know, as I said, you know, is hard to justify sometimes, but I mean, if you do it so well, fuck it, whatever, you know. So, again, that's Thangorodrim and their album, Toir Nu Fluid. One more to talk about, and this turned out to be a really fun video for me because I have managed to talk about, or will manage to talk about, my 3 favorite genres of music. Dark ambient, dungeon synth, and black metal. So up next is the Moonrise and Total Darkness album from Sorcier Des Glaces. Sorcier Des Glaces has been going since the late 90s, and since the beginning it's been just 2 guys involved in the project. One plays drum and the other one plays guitar-based synthesizers and writes all the music. Over the years they have released, I think, something like 7 or 8 albums, and unfortunately they've always kind of been a bit underrated, which to me I don't understand, because this stuff, it sounds very Nordic in its style and its presentation, and like, if someone, again, you know, if someone had told me this was from Norway or Sweden, even Finland, I would have been like, okay, I believe you. I mean, it totally captures that Nordic sound. This is atmospheric black metal done right. I mean, there's just that well balance between like raw buzzing guitars and just, you know, subtle synthesizers and sometimes not so subtle synthesizers, just grim vocals and just ragey moments, but as well as, you know, nice melodic moments and, you know, more chill moments. It's just enormously atmospheric. So this whole album is really freaking good, but I have to say the song that really stands out the most for me is a song called Behold the Halls of Ice. I mean, this is a song that just really bridges that gap between like the more brutal and melodic and highly atmospheric parts. And there's just this section at the end where there's like some solo synths, and then there's this acoustics over it, and then just kind of rips into this really catchy like guitar solo. It's just a really awesome song, and I think a cool thing about this project too is that you know, some people will complain maybe about black metal vocalists being hard to understand. I found this guy to be a lot more easier to understand. So if you know, if you're still like one of those people that's, you know, trying to get into black metal, maybe try this artist, because his vocals aren't overly aggressive and not overly, you know, crazy to understand. I mean, I personally don't really give a shit about lyrics. I never have, but you know, for those that may be not accustomed to black metal vocals, this might be an artist to kind of get you more into the genre. Another interesting thing to kind of note about this record is there's a lot of very dungeon synth sounding intros and interludes on this record, and again, you know, kind of, you know, going back to what I said earlier, that, you know, back in the 90s, black metal and dungeon synth were almost one and the same. I mean, dungeon synth is pretty much just black metal minus the metal elements, and you know, all the visual aesthetic is there, the themes, you know, the production, it's all very comparable to black metal. So it's interesting that, you know, this is an artist here that has a lot of those DS you know, themes and feels to it going on here. So as far as you know, comparing this artist to anyone else, I would say this is definitely comparable to early Emperor, also projects like Evil Feast, Lunar Aurora, Obtained Enslavement, and a lot of other you know, Quebec-based bands, which I don't necessarily know if I'm going to pronounce the names right, but we'll try. But if you know the projects Forteresse or Niche et Noiser, I'm again probably not pronouncing it right, but if you know those projects, you can definitely compare Sorcier Des Glaces to those projects as well. I bought this album recently, I guess about 3 months ago for a Bandcamp Friday, so it was good to know that you know, everything that I spent on the album, you know, went right to the artist, and you know, Bandcamp didn't get any fees. So I also asked the guys if they could sign it, and much to my pleasure, they did sign it for me. So it's super cool to have both of the guys' signatures in there, and the guys, you know, pretty super simple signatures, you know, just little squigglies, kind of like mine. So that's cool. Also on the back of the booklet there's obviously recording information. So on the front cover we just have the SDG logo and here as well. And then cold, primitive black metal, and then the CD. There. Tray card. I believe is Mr. Sorcier Des Glaces himself. Alright, so once again, that is Sorcier Des Glaces and their album Moonrise in Total Darkness. Awesome, awesome atmospheric black metal. Well worth checking out. So as usual, guys, I gotta thank you for checking out this video. If you like what you see, like, share, comment, and you know, see what you guys say. I'd be very curious, and you know, spread the word if you like what you're seeing here. And I will see you next time for another collection update or Inner Sanctum episode. Who knows? The ideas are always flowing out of me, and there's always some new stuff to talk about. So yeah, see you next time. All right, bye.